Hey guys, it's your boy Tech Flash. So I think it's been a while that we've discussed MacBooks, especially with the hype of the iPhone 13 everywhere. There hasn't really been much on the internet about the new and upcoming MacBooks until now. First things first, we didn't see a new MacBook being announced at the April Fall event after there were rumors about it. Previously, the Apple Spring event was when a lot of us were almost 100% certain that we would be seeing the new units with the M1X chip, but we didn't, and soon after that, Ming-Chi Kuo had reported that the next MacBooks would be unveiled in fall. We do know that the mini LED backlit MacBook Pros have entered production, so that leads us to believe that they will be available most likely within the next couple of months. The delay also has to do a lot with the global chip shortage, and DigiTimes actually tweeted that we should expect them in October and November rather than the usual September release, which was a little bit weird because MacBooks have never been released in September, most likely because September is usually reserved for iPhones. But anyway, the first thing that we have is the displays, and the new displays on the MacBook Pros are expected to come out with the new mini LED technology, and I think we all know that by now. But if you're in the hunt for the MacBook with the OLED displays, then unfortunately you won't be able to get your hands on that just yet. Nevertheless, Samsung has announced that they have begun production of the OLED displays, which will be available for the 2022 models. These displays will also reportedly be getting a 90Hz refresh rate. As for the chip, all of us have been eagerly waiting for the next gen M1 chip, which will be called either the M1X or the M2. Last year's M1 outdid itself in terms of performance, and we can't wait to see what's next. One thing is confirmed, that both the models of the MacBook Pro, the 14-inch and the 16-inch, will both carry the same chip. So in terms of options, you will only be able to choose the display size and the internal storage configurations. The touch bar on the new MacBook Pros is also expected to disappear. A lot of people hated it, and it really didn't provide much use, to the point that people started to request Apple to remove it. And now, according to some patents, there are reports that the touch bar will be replaced with a space where you'll be able to hold an Apple Pencil. And yes, that only means one thing: touch displays for the first time on a MacBook. These reports are still very vague, but it would be very nice to actually see something like that in action. Hopefully in the near future this would come true. Having said that, there is a chance that the touch bar will still disappear this year. Next, we have reports that the new MacBook Pros are finally going to be getting a webcam upgrade. According to the reports, there will be a new 1080p webcam upgrade for both models of the MacBook Pros, and later will also be introduced amongst the complete MacBook lineup. Next thing we have is the update on the titanium bodies. At the beginning of the year, we heard rumors about Apple coming up with titanium body MacBooks. Titanium is not something Apple hasn't worked with before, so we know that it is possible, and Apple has introduced some Apple Watches in titanium, and recently rumors were reported for a titanium body iPhone 14. But one thing which greatly concerns most of us is the cost. The MacBook Pros are expected to start at around $1,700 for the base model, and having a titanium body will bump up the price by maybe even 50%. Question is, who will be willing to buy a $2,500 base model MacBook Pro? As for this year, we don't really expect it to be coming in titanium. Aluminum bodies will be the way to go for now, but we may be seeing something in the near future where Apple will introduce the MacBooks, or maybe a special edition of a MacBook in the titanium body. Now, to get a better understanding into both models, I'm quickly going to recap the specs, starting with the 14-inch MacBook Pro. We are expected to get 120Hz display, 14-inch mini LED with a QHD plus resolution. This will be powered by the M1X or the M2 chip. This will also have a 1080p webcam and will have 8 gigs and 16 gigs RAM options with 256 gigs and up to 2 terabytes of SSD. Port-wise, we are expecting a USB-C with a mini HDMI and an SD card slot, and the new MacBooks will also come with MagSafe charging. On the battery side, we will have 60 watt hours, which will give you about 20 hours of battery life. Pricing will likely start at around $1,600 to $1,800. For the 16-inch MacBook Pros, again, we are expecting 120Hz 16-inch mini LED display with a QHD resolution, which will also be powered again by the M1X or the M2 chip. It will have a 1080p webcam upgrade. It will have 16 gigs and 64 gigs of RAM options with 512 gigs and up to 8 terabytes of SSD. Port-wise, we are expecting a USB-C with a mini HDMI and an SD card slot, and again, the 16-inch model will also come with a MagSafe MagSafe charger. On the battery side, we have a 100 watt-hour battery which will provide you up to 15 hours of battery life. Pricing will likely start somewhere around $2,300 to $2,500 and will go up depending on the specs that you go with. Anyways guys, that is it for the new MacBooks. This was your daily dose of tech. Let me know down in the comments below what models you would like to go for and what features you are most excited about on the new MacBooks. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and consider subscribing if you haven't already for more news, updates and reports. Thank you once again for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.